when they thought it was finna end. Thank y'all for riding with me. Well, you know you fell a lot, and with your boy stories with V. At this time, y'all know what I need y'all to do for us. Like, share, comment, and I repeat, smash that subscribe button, y'all. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. If you new to the platform, welcome. Y'all know the motto by now, man. Kick back, relax. I got the rest of the show. AV Mob, let's get him, let's get him. Let's go. What's up, Mob? We back at him again, man. Kicking it off from the top. V Prime Story Time, episode 46. Let's dive into it now. Today, man, we going deep inside one of the most notorious places in Baltimore and possibly one of the most dangerous, man. The Baltimore House of Corrections, a.k.a. the Cut, a.k.a. the Big House. Now, this penitentiary right here, man, is known worldwide. Anybody that has been inside of the Baltimore House of Corrections, man, they say it was vicious. It was one of those places that was a straight war zone. If you wasn't a man, if you wasn't dangerous, if you wasn't willing to go to the extreme extent, you was going to end up succumbing to a set of circumstances that you did not want to go through. I'm talking about people gave these war stories about, man, you could come in on day one, and if you wasn't a man, you could come in there with tennis shoes, somebody whip out a nice little big piece of metal, rob you for your shoes, your clothes, your chain, your jewelry. If you wasn't a man, you would be washing somebody's clothes, cleaning somebody's floor. It was a straight war zone, man. So now, today's story is an actual true crime story, man. It's about a young man named Marcus Duval. Now, Marcus was serving a 20-year bit. He was serving a 20-year bit for armed robbery. During this time, I believe he was the age of 27 years old. But he was a young man that was in this war zone, man. You know, he had got grabbed up. He's serving his time. And when you are serving your time, man, or you inside of this war zone, you inside of this jungle, you got predators that's going to be looking at you. And if you show any sign of weakness, they going to carry you one way. But if you show any signs of strength, they want to embrace you. So now, you know, Marcus over there doing his thing. Let's call him Slim because that's his nickname. Slim over there doing his thing. He conducting himself on straight man time, ain't going for nothing. He had a couple of little situations where as though a dude might have jumped out there, and I'm talking about Slim was known for punishing shit. They say one time, man, dude tried to cut him in the line in the child hall whole time. He grabbed the tray, get to punishing him with the tray. Bang, 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 bang. Works him to the ground. The CO tried to grab him. Slim get to punishing the CO. Bang, bang, bang. Airborne him, drive him straight to the ground. They had to mace him 2-3 cans of mace. They finally get him restrained. They take him to lockup. They say he back there on lockup giving them the blues. I'm talking about kicking the door, flooding the tear. He causing uprises back there. He damn near trying to cause a riot. And also they say the Cut done had plenty different type of riots, man. They say the violence was so vicious, the way as though they was finding bodies, man. Listen, we gonna get to that. Also, a correctional officer was M1 there during this time, and eventually they had to shut it down because it was so dangerous, and the living conditions of living back there was so treacherous that eventually they had to shut it down, man. So boom, and I believe it became North Branch, if I'm not mistaken. But bung, they doing they 1-2 back there. Slim over there, he on his tears like he the man over there. He the big fella. He running his tear. He got everything in control. Now, he was a laid-back type of dude for real. He never really was like too loud, but you know, he was loud when he needed to be. So now, Lord dude get moved on his tier, new intake. So now when the new intake come, shorty laid back, quiet, he staying to himself, but he rolling with a little group of dudes that's, they not on tough time for real. They more so laid back and just going with the program. So now, one day Slim back there laid in the cell, he done rolled him up a nice little roll right. A roll right is the toilet paper, like the paper that the toilet paper come inside of. That's what a roll right is. And then you'll roll your tobacco or your marijuana or whatever you got, roll it up in there. Slim laid back in the cell, pumping the grass up in him. He see a kite come under the door. Now what a kite is a piece of paper, small or big, depending on how they send it. He get the kite under the door, he bust it open and say, listen, man, it's a new dude that just got moved on your unit, shorty a rat, handle that shit. So now he looking at it like, I don't even know who this is sending me the letter. But at the bottom of the letter, it's like an encoded message from an organization that damn near run this penitentiary. Or I ain't even going to say run it because it was damn near impossible to run that whole thing. But it was a big-ass organization down there that had a lot of power. They had a lot of pull. They could pull a lot of strings, and they didn't play no games. So now, when he see the code at the bottom of the kite, he looking like, all right, I know what time it is now. Mind you, this is coming from a set of dudes that ain't even on this unit. They might be on the whole other side of the jail, but you got the mission. Your number done been called, the message came to you, and the message is handle that shit, and you like the big man on the tier or on the unit, so it's up to you to get rid of this rats. And during this time, this is that old love. You was a rat if you was a snitch. Ain't no you getting money, so you cool. Ain't no this my homeboy, so niggas letting you ride. If you came on that unit, if you came through that Cut, the Big House, and you wasn't right, niggas was getting you up out of there. So now, Slim like, all right, that's a bet. So now Slim stay up the whole night for real. He sharpening that motherfucking banger. Boom. Come the next day, he like, all right, I already know how I'm gonna get it. So now he got some of his comrades on the tier as well. They didn't already put the mission together. They gonna rock him to sleep in the blind spot. So now when the little dude come out, two dudes that's rocking with Slim, they go approach him. They like, shit, let us holler at you real quick. They ends up walking them through a little pathway. They walk into a blind spot. Now, what a blind spot is a spot that can't no cameras. I don't even know if they had cameras back then, but it's a spot where nobody can't see you at. So now, they get shorty in the blind spot, man. They say Slim come through that motherfucking cut. He come off the hip, and I'm talking about he flex him. I'm talking about, man, he chopped him down for real. And I'm talking about they say he hit that boy like 22, 23 times. And this is how dangerous and vicious the cut was, man. They leave shorty right there. They gets up out of there. Shorty not found till 3 days later. Yeah, y'all heard me, 3 days later. So imagine that mean the COs and them is scared to even come in there and to make sure everybody here, just to make sure everybody's safe, everybody's still accounted for. But y'all already know what it is, man. Wicked and wild situations. And now, till this day, after that day, the dudes who ended up setting the mission up whole time, they wanted to get rid of the rat, but it was an initiation for Slim. It was a test for Slim to see if he was going to take it all away and do what he was supposed to do for the organization. So whole time after he did that, the very next day, Slim come out to the big yard. He get embraced by all the men. He get everything he supposed to get off of what he just did. And now, till this day, rumor has it is Slim was one of the biggest OG legends inside of that House of Corrections, man. So salute the Big Slim. They say once the penitentiary got shut down, he got shipped out to another compound and remained the Big Doug. I believe he had like, he had his 20 years, so he ended up serving his bit, coming home until this day. Big Slim a legend, man. So salute the Big Slim. But that's why I tell y'all, man, don't get involved. But with that being said, Maul, let's jump into story number 2. Now, Maul, story number 2, man, another wicked and wild one. And this one right here, man, is about Rock the Escape, man. So now, Rock, this is about a man named Tyrone Rock Belton. Tyrone, he was 27 years old, man. He was doing life for robbery. And during this time, he got a sentence in 1977. So keep that year in mind, y'all. Boom. He get locked up in 1977. Word is, man, he was a laid-back dude, sharp, quiet, kept to himself. But he was one of them guys, man, that watched everything and he watched everybody. He always had a sharp eye. Like, he was very, very aware of his surroundings for real. So now, boom. He was the type of guy that never raised his voice, so he was the type of guy that flew under the radar. He ain't make too much noise, he ain't do too much. But what a lot of people ain't know was before he got convicted of the crime that he got convicted for, Tyrone used to work in construction. And I'm talking about concrete, steel, and working in the drain system. So keep that in mind, y'all. He's sharp, laid back, don't make no noise. And he is a retired or old before he got convicted concrete, drain, and steel construction worker. So now, bum. He laid back for real. Let's just say he walking his time down. He laid back for about 7 years. So for 7 years straight, he don't make no noise, no write-ups, no fights, no nothing. He just doing his 1-2. So now, though, one night, October 1984, 7 years done passed. One stormy night, man, in October 1984. Big storm hit the city for real. Everybody just cooling. You know, they inside the penitentiary. They doing they 1-2. They walking around politics and so forth and so on. Whole time, they say Tyrone slide off. Boom. So when he slide off, he ends up going into a mop closet. He going to a mop closet. He pops a hole out of the floor. Boom. He popped a hole out of the floor. He jimmy down there. Now, what everybody don't know is for the last 7 years, he been watching the janitor's men and he been watching everybody's schedule. Whole time he's been digging a hole inside of the mop room. But the hole was so precise, it only was big enough to fit his body. And for you to be able to find a spot where he had drilled the hole at, you would have had to been a goddamn Inspector Gadget type guy. But this is because he was the type of guy that used to work in the construction. He know how the sewers work. He know how the drains work. And he knew how to take things apart. And more importantly, he knew how to put them back together. Boom. He jumps inside the drain. They say he crawled for about 7 miles or something like that. He crawls through the drain system until he ends up outside of the prison, 2-3 blocks, and he comes into an abandoned house like this. Then he pop up into the abandoned house for real. He gets up out of there. Now, mind you, for the past 7 years, he been putting his plan together. So he already got connects on the outside that then already pre-placed clothes inside of this abandoned house. He get in there, change his clothes. Rumor has it is he escaped, never to be seen again. Now, when it get back to the penitentiary for real, just because it's a stormy day, they do a random cell check just to make sure everybody here. Now they want to do random cell checks, right? Boom. They go into everybody's cell. They get the Tyrone cell. He not there. They immediately hit the buzzer. They set the alarms off. Everybody going around. They can't find him. They call the police. They put out an ABB worldwide manhunt. A couple of tips and calls came in. They had a couple of sightings in Philly, DC, Atlanta, but till this day, nobody has ever seen Tyrone. Word is he flew to the south, bought him a couple of businesses because he was a stone flat foot hustler. Those 7 years that he laid back, he had stores, he laid back, ain't make no noise, but he was stacking up money. So now till this day, man, Tyrone a living legend on the streets and inside the penitentiary, but never to be seen again, man. Wicked and wild stories. If y'all like these stories, man, jump in the comments. If you're an old timer that been served time in some of these penitentiaries, jump in the comment section, man. Make sure y'all smashing that subscribe button, man. We cutting up. 2025 is our year. V-mob or no mob. Let's hit this 10,000 subscribers, then we going for the 100 ball. I love y'all. But with that being said, thank y'all for riding with me. Well, you know you forever locked in with your boy stories with V. At this time, one more time for me, mob. Like, share, comment, and I repeat, smash that subscribe button, y'all. We'll be at 100K in no time from the bottom of my heart. I love each and every one of y'all. Let's get it, let's get it. The big house, the cut, let's go.